Hop it in, welcome to Rehash, where we recap some of the big stories of the week. And so it's a big thing this week that we've all been hearing about, North Korea. And so I covered that a little bit, we all kind of did. So there's been a lot of rhetoric between Trump and Kim Jong-un, and I felt like there were a lot of fears and anxiety in our community this week, but we're told by Guam Homeland Security that there's no imminent threat to Guam, so we'll continue to monitor that, and we'll have the latest on KUAM.com. Anything you guys want to add about that?
About North Korea? Mm-hmm. Well, I did get to speak with the island's Manamco this week, especially the war survivors, who had a lot to say about the threat of war on the horizon, and basically saying that we're praying hard, we're praying for peace, and we wish that the war on words was fought differently. But as for myself, did anyone else have in North Korea?
No, same sentiments. I spoke with one of the war survivors as well, and she said the same thing. Just pray, and she's relying on her faith.
Okay. As for other stories, myself, I covered the church. Of course, it's been a big story for the last year, but we finally see action in the local courts relative to the clergy sex abuse lawsuits, as well as a $2 million slander and libel lawsuit against the church and Archbishop Aperon. And coincidentally, or actually what's happening in the local courts is mirroring that in this district court, where basically the local court has granted a motion to stay on all these cases. That means there'll be no action on these cases, at least in the court level, because all the parties, with the exception of Archbishop Anthony Aperon, have said, hey, we're willing to start negotiations. And again, we do have a mediator who is going to work with Guam to help settle the cases. He is, again, Oregon-based retired federal judge, Michael Hogan. We should hear more about him next month when he meets with the parties, and then he'll be on Guam later in October, and we'll see what happens to the nearly 100 cases of clergy sex abuse.
All right. Yeah, sorry.
I know you covered something with invasive species.
I did. So we the oversight hearing on the invasive species council here on Guam, and they're talking about the dire need for a containment facility. Right now, at present, any ships or containers, any cargo or containers are brought directly to the warehouse or wherever it is, and the inspectors go straight there. So if they were to go into and inspect these containers, there's no way to contain anything that comes out of there. So they're talking about $750,000 that needs to be put forth to a containment facility for invasive species and to kind of combat, rhino beetle and snakes and all of that stuff. So that's what's going on my end. What about you, Britt?
Actually, just to go back really quickly to the North Korea topic, because Guam has been making global headlines this week, we've definitely seen a spike in engagement on all our digital platforms. And one of the highlights was actually earlier this week, Fox News put out an infographic with some incorrect information. So kind of in response to that, and also to just inform the world about Guam because we're so small, we put out an infographic that went viral. So in about 2 days, we have about 7,000 shares only on Facebook. So if you have us on any platforms, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, then please go ahead and share these key facts about Guam.
All right, well, if you have any news tips for us, make sure to email us at reporters@kuam.com.